We're back once again with the famous psychic Ruth Lorden.
Infamous, maybe. Famous, I'm not so sure.
Working on your way to changing infamous to famous.
Okay.
There we go.
We're getting rid of the in.
Unless you like the infamy. Plead the fifth?
Plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth. All right. Well, today our topic is famous rock stars. Speaking of infamy. Do you have any run-ins with infamous rock stars wanting to be a client?
Yes,
They're dying all the time.
Well, yeah, the 27. I did grow up in the 60s, or come of age in the 60s, I should say, college,
Okay.
66 through 70. And I had a very interesting conversation with I would call him a rock star, although he's truly a classically trained musician. His name is Chris Pittman. I think he was the keyboard player for Guns N' Roses.
Okay.
And we were at a dinner table.
That would be a rock star.
Yeah, we were at this dinner table, and my friend said, oh, she used to like rock stars. She used to go out, because musicians were always coming around me. And I said, yeah, I would listen to the music and think they had the answers to life. And we had a good laugh all about that. That was a couple of years ago.
Part of the aura of being a rock star. You have all the fans and all the eyes on you.
When they were singing about life and destiny, when you go back to those words, those lyrics, and I'm studying philosophy, they were similar.
Yeah. We're all trying to figure out how things are, and through music there's always that little hint in their verses. So today we have 3 lined up.
Oh, I'm getting a weird chill that these were tragic souls. Some of them, they didn't mean to die. They didn't want to die.
Well, they're rock stars. Most of them who die don't really have that planned. But we don't hear many stories of them living in their 70s or 80s. But some of them,
Rolling Stones.
That's black magic. That's what that is. But some have died all within the past 20 years. Past. Still around. They're on the other side, hence somewhere in between. But a couple of them passed within the past 5 years. One of them is a bit older. Ready?
Somewhat Sampaku. Did he suffer a lung disease or cancer, not just a drug overdose? Because his spirit is saying he died a couple of times and he was sick for a while. Mm-hmm. He hit some illness. I don't know who he is. Okay. He was sick. He really enjoyed his writing, but at the end he felt it was all a piece of SH because nobody really listened. They were more engaged with his persona and who he was. And he says, I really tried to make a difference in this world. We all need to. I did leave children. I liked rabbits. I liked animals. I liked the forest, and I liked creatures. And it's really important, please, save the creatures, save the forest, do nice things. I tried with my writing. I wish I had been born in the 17th century and just been a poet. Life would have been simpler, and then I could have died at 36, and it'd been okay. My life was creepy. I really preferred the solitude. I never really hit the tops of fame. I never really got to where the big payoff would be, and I'm really missing the time I should have spent with my mother.
Mm. That was Chris Cornell.
Who is that?
He made you're right. He wasn't one of the biggest bands, but he was a rock star of the band Audio Slave. So Chris Cornell, and he passed away from hanging, I believe, as a lot of them did.
What was his illness? What was wrong with him?
I think there was some drug abuse.
No, but he was sick. He was sick before. He had tried before.
Said panic disorder.
Yeah. And agoraphobia, yeah.
Drugs when he was younger, like a lot of drugs when he was younger. Marijuana, LSD.
The mother saved his life. No wonder that makes sense what we said.
Mm-hmm. Then Soundgarden was, one of the bigger bands of the beginning of the past decade and before.
His spirit said he was sick, and I feel it now. He had been sick for a long time, and he was in the pain. That's what did it. He just didn't want to.
Mm-hmm. So Black Hole Sun, which is a song most people know. But not Ruth.
I'm not interested in black holes. I'm interested in white light.
Oh, okay. All right, ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. This one's bit more famous, but died in a very similar time, same year, I believe, months apart.
He just said, I don't know who that is.
Okay.
My death was an accident. I didn't know what it is. I still don't really know what it is to die. Can you feel my spirit? Because I feel my spirit around me. It's like I was separated from my soul. I was disjointed. Sometimes I wasn't where I was supposed to be. I didn't know who I am. I feel my spirit around me disjointed from my soul. Please, if anybody out there loved my music or loved me, say prayers for me. Help me come together, because I'm still not fully integrated here on this other side. Memories. I left unfinished works. Maybe people need to finish them. I don't know if I can channel through you to do this, but I left so much unfinished. My death was somewhat of an accident. I didn't mean to do this. Who died of a gunshot wound? He's asking that because he hears a gunshot, but I don't know if that was him. He didn't finish so much, he says. And he's disjointed right now, so perhaps if he does have fans, they can pray for him and help him come together.
That was Chester Bennington. Have you heard the band Linkin Park?
Vaguely, yeah.
Linkin Park. So it was a bigger band of the past 2000s, mainly early 2000s, and his obviously going on towards his death. He was the singer, had a big, powerful voice, getting hundreds of millions of listens. You could tell, from his voice, I think there was some child abuse at the beginning of his life, and it was another suicide by hanging. But when you have a couple suicides by hanging who are so close to each other, everyone starts asking questions. So that makes sense that something about a gunshot wound, you said. Mm-hmm. He didn't know what happened. And that, we hear stories of when a celebrity or when anyone passes very abruptly, that they don't know what happened right away in the afterlife.
He's not, years ago, people would take LSD, and they would all think they could fly.
They still do.
Now, a few years ago, there was an anti-anxiety medicine being given to people that was right around that recession, so-called, and people were shooting themselves and walking into the water. That was the effect of that anti-anxiety medicine if they drank. Now, there seems to be a different anti-anxiety medicine and makes people hang themselves. So it is quite interesting that the effect of certain drugs is so powerful. And I am certain that is an unintended side effect of those medications or those drugs.
It's included in the advertisement.
Yeah. That's an unintended side effect. But it's people that are high-powered, like Kate Spade, I know she died from hanging, and a few others, and that Anthony Bourdain. Yep. So the celebrity doctor crowd, that was the hottest new drug. They're given with the best intention, but the road to hell is also paved with good intentions. Yep. So they all hang. It'll be interesting to see what the next one is.
Yeah.
Maybe the side effect will be that they become philanthropic and save the planet.
No. That's wishful thinking at its finest, Ruth, but we like that here.
I just got a big vision of a birthday cake. Did he die right before his birthday?
I don't know.
It's his birthday. Somebody needs birthday cake.
Okay. Yeah, that's a shame. I know he left a couple kids as well. Both of them had kids.
Yeah. So he just said they were better off without me. They're better off with me dead.
I mean, you can hear that emotional, thoughts like that in his music. So it's the reason why so many people loved him. He was a beloved figure in the music world. But even that, your own problems and your own demons can shield you from seeing how good things could actually be. Or maybe someone killed him. I don't know.
He's accidental.
Ready?
He didn't know money, yeah.
For the next?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, that one is that Kurt Cobain.
You nailed it.
Yeah, I never really listened to the music. I thought he had the wrong
listen to him all the way here.
Take on Nirvana. It's not really nothingness. It's a different vibe.
Right.
But,
more bliss.
He's showing me that he wishes he would have stayed by the piano and just made music. He shouldn't have picked up the other instruments. He should have stuck with the piano. He says, I was a victim. He's a victim of his soul. My soul searching, I wanted to find the easy answers, quick fix. I ended up with the drugs. I didn't study enough. I was very good at math. I had a problem with my father. Says, I'm sorry I became an addict. That was my demise. I can't blame anyone but myself. I chose that path. I was born to know better. I'm a victim of my own soul, my soul that was reaching out and too lazy to do the work.
Wasn't the thing,
wants me by piano, or he's helping someone with a piano.
I feel like the thing he should have stayed away from was Courtney Love.
She was a Hollywood girl. We partied. But no, I take responsibility for what I put in my body. She didn't force me to do anything. She was different than I.
It's good to take personal responsibility. But still, the story behind that Courtney Love is ridiculous. She was used for just decades in intelligence and just drugging people. And, that's why everyone says, oh, she's the one that drove him mad. But drugs are everywhere in Hollywood.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
I just ran into a lady yesterday, very sad. She says, by the way, since I've seen you, I lost my 18-year-old son. He overdosed. Apparently in this town now, and it's the Somalis that they said are doing it. They press the bad fentanyl from China into pills that say Percocet and other things. And swallow them if you must, but snorting them, breaking them up and snorting them, 2 shots and you're dead.
Yeah, it only takes a little bit of that stuff to kill you. I don't know who's pushing it. But
That's what they said it was the Somali gangs who are pushing it.
But it only takes a little bit of that stuff to kill you. I remember there was like those 3 pictures of like this much heroin it takes to overdose, and like 100th of that for fentanyl, and like 1,000th of that for like.
And they're saying there's the pharmaceutical fentanyl and there's this black market China fentanyl.
Okay.
And that's what these things are pushing. And
just stay away from them in general. Just drink water.
Well, even. I just drank some coffee that's hand blended by local people, and the blends aren't stable. You have to be careful with what you're getting these days.
Could it be anything like the people taking care of it, their hands, or was it like the coffee?
Well, there are cases. I remember, a person that just passed, God rest his soul, he passed this morning, Chris Dolman, was explaining to me with the Vikings, they all got sick once because one of the food workers hadn't washed his hands.
Not connected to his death?
No.
Yeah.
The fact that he had a brain tumor after having the 5th most sacks in the NFL as a defensive end. Yeah.
All kind of ties in together.
Who makes a brain tumor 2 years later, but great person.
Well, those were 3 rock stars today. I'm wondering, could you pick up of those 3, which one of those gave you the chills before we did the reading?
The first one.
First one?
Because he really wanted to communicate. He hadn't done all his work.
Okay.
And this one, he's really he's wishing he would have learned to play piano and stuck with music. And I feel his vibration is of almost like the AA level of resigned. He's in resignation. He's resigned to his fate, what he did, and he took it.
He's more at peace.
He's happy. Yeah.
So he's kind of at like just a clear level right now?
No, I feel he's made to heaven. He's in peace. He's an angel. He wishes he had studied more. He's still reviewing his life.
Might be staying away from LA. No?
He says it's gorgeous in the mountains. I like to. Apparently, he likes the Griffith area, Griffith Park.
Okay.
That auditorium. He likes that.
Yeah.
He says,
Hard not to.
Courtney, he's proud she's getting it together. And
Better
did
late
his
than never.
daughter get married, or is just getting married? Because he's all about that.
Yeah, good for her. All right, well, that was Chris Cornell of Soundgarden.
Chris, and I'm talking about Chris Dolman. Okay.
And Chester Bennington of Linkin Park, and Kurt Cobain of course, Nirvana. All right, well, thanks again, Ruth.
It's so, as a 71-year-old person.
Allegedly.
Yes, to hear those people referred to as rock stars. I mean, Chuck Berry is a rock star. Now, come on.
All right.
You
Hey,
know,
if you want your own
Bill Haley and the
episode,
Comets are rock stars.
I told you by the first episode, just let me know who you want to do, and we'll do.
Yeah, but this is I love it. I love it. Life, rock and roll will never die.
Amen. All right.
Long live rock and roll.
Cool. All right. Till the next one.